Hello there, this is Peter Beckham, the Village Marketer, and as always talking to you from my little Thai village way up near the Cambodian border. My apologies for not being online live for the last 2 or 3 days, but we've had very limited or no connections whatsoever. But what's new, okay? Today's topic, are you selling to the wrong people? Hey Ian, thanks for joining me. Are you selling to the wrong people? Interesting question, all right? Because I know there are many people who work down hard. They work hard every day and every night, sometimes 10, 12, 14 hours a day, and they're just not getting the returns on their time, their effort, okay? I mean, can you relate to that in any way at all? Think about this. I mean, if you're having a challenge with your sales, I think I can help you today in about 5 minutes. Hey, Lewis. Secondly, maybe you're losing confidence in yourself because you're trying and trying, right? But no one's buying your stuff, or not enough, okay? So you're losing confidence, self-belief in yourself, and all these things. If that's true, then perhaps you are selling to the wrong darn people, right? I must share this with you. You may not realize this. Hey, Nabil, thank you for joining too. You may not realize this, but there's a fair chance that the way you are marketing yourself and your products or offer or your services, whatever it is the way you do it is attracting all the wrong people. And that may be the reason why you're surrounded with people, right, who either don't have any money to buy anything from you or are not the slightest bit interested in what you've got to say or sell or whatever. Hey, Tresha, thanks, Tresha, Tresha, I got your name right, okay? So, if you are surrounded by people who don't have any money to buy your products, your services, your opportunities, your coaching, whatever it is, or you're surrounded by people who are not the slightest bit interested in what you're doing, okay, then you are really attracting the wrong people to you. Think carefully. Now, I want you to get out. Do me a favour. Here's the old school teacher coming out of me here, so bear with me. Get out a piece of paper and just divide it into 4, okay, like this. Just like this. Divide it into 4, okay? Into 4. Pretty simple stuff, right? You know me. I love simple things, right? Excuse me. In the top left-hand side, we're going to start putting 4 different types of customers, okay? And I want you to understand that maybe you're talking to the wrong ones. In the top left-hand side, this is simple, nothing sophisticated, right? Cheap. C-H-E-A-P. Just write the word cheap in there, right? Cheap. What's this all about? These are people who buy on price. Nothing else, right? They buy on price. They don't care what you do. They don't care what you're selling. In fact, they'll say to you, how much do you charge, before they even know what you're doing? I mean, it can drive you crazy, right? So they buy on price. Cheap. Okay? The next one down, okay, on the left-hand side, okay, on this side here, put the word difficult. Difficult. Now, these are the prospective customers that truly drive you crazy. I mean, like they've got a burr in their foot or they've had a bad day. They just want to make your day hell. They want to make it worse than it is right now. These are very difficult to deal with. I don't know, and they're difficult themselves. I mean, they're the ones that say, I don't have time for this. Oh, I got one today. How did you get my email, right? This person enrolled in a training program of mine 2 years ago, right? And we've been actually corresponding with each other quite nicely, by the way, hey Tapanka, quite nicely. Then all of a sudden today, this guy comes out and said, Peter, where'd you get my email address from? We've been emailing back and forth for 2 years. I just said, no names, no patch. I just simply said to him, are you having a bad day? He said, yes, I am. I said, I can see that, right? So some people can be difficult for the sake of being difficult. By the way, he apologised. In the top right-hand square, right, write the word sophisticated. Sophisticated. So on the left-hand side, you've got cheap, and then you've got difficult, right? In the right-hand side at the top, you've got sophisticated. These are prospective customers who are affluent, who are well-educated, they like to talk with you, Hey, the banker, nice for joining me. They like to talk with you, but they also want details. They want to know the ins and outs of everything else. They have done their research. They know what they want to buy. They know why they want to buy it. If they're going to buy a car, for example, they go into the car showroom and they say to the guy, this is the model I want. These are the features I want. This is the colours I want. Blah, 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 blah. They know it all, right? However, they also respond to education. And they appreciate if you give them more information because they love details. Now, I'm not saying they never make a decision, but they do defer making a decision. Be aware of that, okay? But once they make a decision, they stick with it. So the sophisticated customer is the affluent customer who wants details. And once you give them the details, they appreciate it, they'll build a bond with you, and more than likely they'll do business with you. All right? The bottom right-hand side, the last of the four types, they're the affluent type. Okay? As the name implies, they are very well off financially. Excuse me. They are very well off financially. And they don't buy on details. They don't buy on price. They buy on feelings. Right? They actually buy on feelings. They are not the slightest bit interested in anything else. But if it looks good to them, they think, I can afford that, yeah, I'll buy it. Okay? That's how it works. It's pure emotion with them because they can afford to do that. Elisa, thank you for joining me. It's pure emotion for them because they can afford to do that. The problem is this, and of course they would be ideal customers for all of us, right? But you can make two very tragic mistakes. Ian, they know what they want, done their research. If you've got it, absolutely, but they know what they want. And if you've got it, they'll buy it. If Ian, they like you. Because the feelings have got to come into it, right? Okay, that's the key issue, right? In terms of the sophisticated person. Oh, sorry, in terms of the affluent person. In terms of the sophisticated person, yes, you've got to answer their questions with details. Okay? Now, I lost my place. Oh, yeah. Be careful. We'd all like to have affluent and sophisticated customers, but in particular, you've got to make sure how you market to them. If you market this way to, for example, the affluent customer, you will lose them. In other words, if you say, listen, I've got a really good deal for you. Boom. You probably lost them straight away. Why? They don't buy on price. I'm not saying they're stupid, okay? But they don't buy on price. What they think is, hey, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this particular model? Is there a problem with it? Why are you reducing the price? Okay? So do not offer deals to affluent people. They're buying on feelings, remember? And the feelings are more than likely between you and them. If you are treating them with respect, giving them what they want, then the feelings that you are generating with them will may be enough to buy this, to do this, the deal with them, okay? And the other thing is this, with the affluent person, do not try and educate them. They're not interested in details. That's a sophisticated one, right? They just want to buy it if it feels good to them, okay? So don't offer them a deal, don't offer them details, right? Offer them what they want. Okay, satisfy their feelings. Now, be aware of this. I'm nearly finished. Be aware that we can be all four of those customers to different people. Yeah, you can even be the difficult one, right? You can be cheap. I mean, for example, crazy one. Go into the supermarket and you're buying toilet paper, right? Well, you're not going to sit there and demand details about the toilet paper. You'll probably look for the cheapest price, okay? As long as it's within a certain amount of quality, right? So we can all be different types of customers. Cheap. Difficult at times, especially if you're having a bad day, right? Cheap, difficult, sophisticated and affluent. All I'm suggesting is you make sure you know who you are dealing with, and if you do know that, then you will then most definitely be selling to the right customer. Because if you start talking the wrong way to the wrong sort of person, I can tell you you'll lose them practically immediately. All right? So, what you've got is something like this. Okay? On the left-hand side, and you can read this because I'm upside down in the video, right? Left-hand side, cheap and difficult. Right-hand side, sophisticated and affluent. Well, I'd like to be on this side here, okay? I'd much rather be selling over here on the sophisticated and affluent side. But unfortunately, many people with their marketing end up selling over on this side because they're trying to offer things to attract every man and his dog, including deals. And when you start including deals in your offers, you are going to attract people who don't have the money to buy the deal anyway. that's my thoughts for today. There's my 2 bobs worth, so to speak. Okay, I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much. If you got something out of this, leave me a comment, leave me a like, share the darn video, all that stuff, right? And hopefully I can talk to you tomorrow. Okay, I mean, it's been difficult for the last 2 days to do any live videos, but I'm hoping night and mad I can do it again tomorrow for you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you sharing your time with me. I always very much want to say thank you for that, because everybody is busy. Take care. All the best. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now. Happy selling.